Hello everybody, I'm Adam and welcome to my playthrough Let's Play Thingamahoo of Generation 1, specifically Pokemon Red. You may be asking yourself, why the fuck are you doing this? This game's been LP'd to fucking bajillion, trillion times. And I'll tell you why, because I want to. And I don't know. I hope that my commentary will be different from most people. And to make it even more special, I'm doing a no starter run. I don't know if anyone's ever... someone's probably done it. Someone's probably done it, but why not? I'll do it as well because fuck it. YOLO, man, you only live once. Okay, so... like I said, I'm gonna try to be doing this informative style. I'm gonna try to give tips and hints and all that shit because I consider myself pretty good. I mean, I'm not, competitive. Fuck that shit. If I were to try to play competitively online now, I would fucking get my ass kicked. But why not? So there you go. Free potion. Bam. You might want to use it if you have trouble fighting Blue at the beginning. And yeah, I named him Red because that's his official name. And Blue, the rival, because that's his official name here in America. In Japan, it's green, but we live in America, so. So yeah, Pokemon. What's there to not say about it? I mean, it's popular as hell. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it is. Not played it, but at least know what it is. And yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome shit. If you haven't played this game yet, what the fuck are you doing? But the premise here is you're a 10-year-old boy, and once you're 10 years old, you're allowed to get a Pokemon. So, the local professor here in our town of Pallet Town, even though it's not really a town, it's 2 houses and a lab, is going to give you and your rival Blue, who is his grandson, a Pokemon. Why? Well, yeah, because you're 10 and he wants us to do a little errand for him, which we'll get to later. But, yeah, I'm just exploring here, showing you guys Pallet Town. Here's Blue's house, and there's his, I think, older sister. I forget. I think her name's Daisy, or something like that. So, yeah, if you try to leave Pallet Town, Professor Oak will stop you and be like, what the fuck are you doing, little boy? And then he'll tell you how it's unsafe and shit, because wild Pokemon appear in tall grass. So, yeah, they'll attack you. So if you don't have a Pokemon to protect yourself, you can't even fucking leave this town. So I don't know how that works. But yeah, so Professor Oak's going to give us our Pokemon now. And since we're cooler than Blue, we get to pick first. So as you see on the right, there are 3 Pokeballs. That's what the Pokemon are inside. We have 3 choices here. The Grass type, the Water type, and the Fire type. Here's the Fire type Charmander. This is the most popular choice, as I'll demonstrate because I pick him. We have Squirtle, who's the Water. I'd say probably second most popular, and I'm just showing you the Pokedex entry if you want to read it. I don't want Squirtle. And here's Bulbasaur, probably the least popular, but there's still Bulbasaur fans out there. I like Bulbasaur, but I like Squirtle and Charmander a lot better. If you want my recommendation, if it's your first time playing, you either want to go Squirtle or Bulbasaur, because the first gym leader is Rock type, and Squirtle and Bulbasaur will have an easy time beating him, whereas Charmander, not so much. So Blue here, our rival, is going to pick the opposite. There are types to Pokemon. Each Pokemon has their own type. They could have 1 or 2. Charmander here, like I said, is Fire. So he's going to pick the Water type, because Water obviously beats Fire. Grass beats Water. Fire beats Grass, you get it. So whatever you pick, he'll pick the Pokemon that has the advantage over you, because he's a dick like that. So here's our first Pokemon battle. This is turn-based RPG, so just pick your attack. You can only have up to 4, which is kind of limiting, but it's whatever. Scratch will do some damage. Growl will lower his attack. Usually just scratch. Just scratch, and you'll win. If not, use that potion that you got earlier, and you'll win hands down. It's a no-brainer. It's really easy. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of one of those gimme battles, you know. But yeah, like I was saying with the type things, each Pokemon have their own type. And the key to winning these battles here is to knowing like which type you should use or which type beats which. So like I said, the first gym, and the gym leaders, there are 8. This is our overall goal in the game. Professor Oak gives us another one, but it's kind of, it's optional. The real goal of the game is to collect all the 8 badges throughout this region known as Kanto. Once you do that, you can participate in the Pokemon League, and if you beat it, you're the best Pokemon trainer ever. Hells yeah. So, these gym leaders are strong trainers that give out these badges that will let us participate. So we have to beat them. Like I said, the first one is, his name is Brock. If you know the anime, yeah, you know who Brock is. He's rock type, so Brock is weak against like fighting types, water types, grass types, I think even ground types. If you want to look up typings, just in case you're not sure, there's this lovely site called Bubblepedia, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. That's what I'm usually going to anyway. If I ever need to look up some information, bam, Bubblepedia. It's beautiful. See, our mother right there can act as a healing point and heal our Pokemon if need be. So welcome to Route 1. This game is, the overworld is like composed of either towns or cities and then routes. Routes are where wild Pokemon can be found and shit like that. Here's a Rattata-Tata-Tata. It fucking sucks, don't get it. It's actually not too bad for beginning. I think it's got high attack and speed, but that's really it. No, just don't get it. Unless it's the top percentage, then get it. That's a joke. But yeah, so there's our first wild encounter. I'll be showing them if they're new Pokemon. If not, then I'm just gonna cut them out. The only Pokemon you could get here are Rattatas that I just showed you, or Rattatas, however the fuck you want to pronounce it, and Pidgeys. So here's the next city, Viridian City, and it's much bigger than Palatown. We got a Pokemon Center and a Pokemart that we're in right now. Pokemarts, you can buy items and sell items as well, and then Pokemon Centers heal your Pokemon for free. So fuck yeah, fuck yeah, free healthcare, Obamacare, woo. So yeah, we had to get the Oak's parcel there and go back to give it to him, his little parcel. I don't know why. That's what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. I don't know why he couldn't fucking pick it up himself. He didn't even ask us to go get it, but that's what you gotta do, and then you gotta come back to him. And here's where his quest for us comes into play, as you'll see here in a few seconds. Oh, Blue's back. I guess he was just hanging outside, waiting. So now he's like, oh yeah, I forgot. I've had a fucking other request for you. So what he's gonna give us here is a Pokedex. A Pokedex is pretty much a high-tech encyclopedia, is what they call it. That records data on Pokemon that you see and catch. His goal, or what he wants you to do, is to catch all the Pokemon. In Gen 1 there were only 151 if you count Mew, but that's only through glitch. It was never really officially, you were never really legitly able to catch it. At least there might have been some kind of like Nintendo event or some shit like that, but come on, who the fuck goes to that back then? One thing Blue hinted at as well is if you talk to his sister, she'll give you a town map. This shows you a map of the whole region, and here's it on the wall. So yeah, this is the Kanto region. As you see, it's pretty big. We got our work cut out for us, so we gotta go through all this shit, go through everywhere and do all that shit, and there we go. Shit. And yeah, I guess my controller was weird. I'm playing this on an emulator, and I'm using a 360 controller because I like using it because it's wireless and cool like that. And I'm using the analog stick, so sometimes you might see me run into walls for a couple seconds. That's just because it's kind of weird controlling this with an analog stick, and I fucking hate the D-pad on the 360 controller. Here's the Pidgey I was telling you about. I guess I didn't want to catch it. I will catch Pokemon, because, yeah, like I said, I can't catch, or I can't keep Charmander, because I don't want to do a starter run, so I'm going to get rid of Charmander. But I'll do that as soon as I can catch Pokemon. In order to catch Pokemon, you need to use Pokeballs. In order to get Pokeballs, you need to buy them. So yeah, 200 a pop. Luckily, we have a shit ton of money, and you get money super easy. So, that's good. There are other items there, don't really need them. There's Potion, which heals you. Paralyzed Heal heals you from paralysis. Antidote heals you from poison, and Burn Heal heals you from a burn. Those are all status effects. If you know anything about RPGs, yeah, you'll get that shit. We don't really need them now because there aren't really any Pokemon that could do that, you know. I mean, you might get poison in the forest coming up ahead, so you might want to keep an antidote here or there, but you can always head back to the Pokemon Center if need be. So here's a Nidoran. Speaking of poison, this thing is a poison type. Doesn't really learn any poison moves though. Poison types, in my opinion, have always sucked, and I've always hated them until recently with Gen 6 because they could beat fairies. But, hey, it's cool, I guess, so I figured why not catch it. So I get rid of Charmander. So there we go. And I don't do nicknames. I know a lot of LPs on YouTube, they always do nicknames and shit like that. That's never been my thing. I never really cared for nicknames, just keep it its name, you know. I'm not even really creative with the nicknames anyway, so fuck it. So over here, that lady up there, that's where you could do trade and battles. We don't need to worry about that because we can't really do that with an emulator. Well, there is a way, but I don't need to do it. So there we go, we'll deposit Charmander, get the fuck out of here. And yeah, even to stick the nail further in, I released Charmander, so... I know, oh my god, what the fuck? Sinner! But, whatever. It's an emulator, like I said, I don't care. So there we go, that's how you heal your shit. And now your Pokemon are all good and all that stuff. So yeah, that dude just pretty much said what I already said. And same thing with that dude. Unfortunately, we can't sit down until Gen 6. Oh, and the PC there, I forgot to explain that as well. The PC, you can store items as well as Pokemon. You can only carry up to 6 Pokemon with you, so as soon as your team is full, they get sent to the PC. If you want to get them, you're going to have to switch out one of the Pokemon that are in your team. You can also deposit Pokemon if you don't want them, or release them as I demonstrated with the Charmander. So here are the status ailments, like I said before, they're pretty self-explanatory. I might explain them more if they come up in battle, but other than that, that's really it. Like I said, I'm also exploring pretty much everything I can just to show off the entirety of this game. I'll also be, I'll be catching all the legendaries. I'll probably demonstrate the Mew glitch, and shit like that. So I was considering completing the Pokédex as well, but that's a lot of work, and I mean, it's not really worth it in my opinion. The only thing you get for completing it is like a congratulations thing, like a diploma looking thing. I've never done it. I've only seen it on like YouTube and shit. But supposedly you could print it out with like a Game Boy printer, but who the fuck has that, you know? So here's another gym. Unfortunately, we can't go in this gym yet. Spoiler alert, it's the last gym. So yeah, if you go by the door, they automatically just kick you out. You don't even... It automatically just does that. You don't even have to kick it out yourself. I was gonna try to talk to this dude, see what's up. Gee, I wonder who it is. Like I said, I am explaining it a lot more than I probably should, because, I mean, majority of people watching this party already know, like, a shit ton about Pokemon. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm just trying to make it different here. I don't want to repeat everything that every LPer has done. So I'm just trying to do it informatively as if someone's never played Pokemon. But, yeah, that's the end of that. Will that old man catch the Weedle? Yes. Yes, he will. See you next part.